It's 6:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. The death toll from the East Coast low has now reached 8, with the body of an elderly woman recovered after her car was swept into floodwaters near Maitland. Sergeant Dave Rose from Police Headquarters says 2 vehicles were swept into the water off Cessnock Road yesterday morning.
At around 6:15 last night, police located the 2 vehicles. Police divers were able to confirm no one was in the second vehicle. However, the body of an 86-year-old Gilliston Heights woman was retrieved from the first. While police have been told 2 people may have been in that first vehicle, divers could find no evidence that a second person was in the car, and at this time there have been no reports of people missing that could be connected to this incident. A report will be prepared by police for the information of the coroner.
It follows the deaths of 3 people in flood-ravaged Dungog, while 4 people have died in crashes linked to the wild weather in the Hunter, Central Coast and Sydney, including 2 who were killed in a head-on crash at Singleton yesterday afternoon. Meanwhile, there are still about 115,000 homes and businesses without power across the Hunter. Anthony O'Brien from Ausgrid says they've made some headway overnight, but they're asking customers to be patient.
We've managed to get some homes back on in areas like Adamstown, Merriweather Heights, Raymond Terrace, Seaham, out to Greta, Doyles Creek, Cessnock, areas like Stockton, but there's still a bigger job of having to go in and repair and often rebuild the network.
There are major problems for traffic using the Pacific Highway, with only heavy vehicles able to use the Hexham Bridge this morning. Paul Latter from the Australian Traffic Network says police are asking drivers of light vehicles and cars to use an alternate route.
What they want you to do is basically head out towards the RAF base, so Masonite Road, Cabbage Tree Road, Nelson Bay Road, and then work your way over the Stockton Bridge, Kooragang Island, Toole Street, and then head down towards Industrial Drive and Mayfield West. If you do need to make your way north, just reverse what I've said. Work your way on Maitland Road through Industrial Drive, Toole Street Bridge, Stockton Bridge, and start working your way north and towards the northwest.
The SES has a backlog of 3,000 calls for assistance. Minor flooding continues to ease along the lower Hunter River at Maitland. River levels remain steady at Raymond Terrace with minor flooding. Floodwaters from the Wollombi Brook are expected to cause some minor flooding at Singleton, while major flooding continues at the Wollombi Brook at Bulga. Janet Pettit from the SES says hundreds of volunteers are working flat out to attend to the massive number of calls for help.
The low pressure system is actually has weakened overnight, and our rainfall is a lot less, and our winds have reduced quite significantly over the past 48 hours. This will ease off today and into Friday as well. Now, we've had a number of requests for assistance, which we've got a backlog of jobs to get to, and we're asking our community members, please be patient, we will get to you.
And in other news, fire crews have been called to Newcastle Airport to reports the fire foam system has activated, inundating the service area at the terminal. Newcastle Fire Command responded to an automatic fire alarm at 4:20 this morning. 8 firefighters in protective gear are working to clean up the mess. They've been joined by crews from the Rural Fire Service and 2 hazmat units. It's not clear at this stage what impact this has had on departures and arrivals. Passengers are advised to contact the airlines for further information. Now with sport, Iona McNabb.
Jets midfielder Alan Welsh has vowed to put aside his humiliation over his February 6th own goal against the Brisbane Roar. The goal was Welsh's first and only touch of the ball in the game, resulting in a 2-1 loss. The Jets are set to clash with the Roar again tomorrow night at Hunter Stadium. Newcastle hooker Andrew Tuala has been cleared once more to play in the Caldwell Cup after a broken thumb. Tuala was set to return last Sunday to play against Lake Macquarie until games were washed out. Newcastle meet the Central Coast on Saturday, with the winner to play in Sunday's final. And Knights coach Rick Stone hopes to see a jam-packed stadium for the first Anzac clash in Newcastle since 1993. 5 games are set to be played in the Anzac round across the country in honour of 100 years since the Gallipoli landing. That's sport. I'm Iona McNabb.
To NURFM News Time 26 to 7.